Donald Trump facing a nightmare scenario in Iowa. Donald Trump's polling in Iowa, his approval, net -20 in Iowa. And when you look at the Democratic surge in Iowa right now, Donald Trump is just destroying the Republican Party there. The Democratic candidate for governor in Iowa, Rob Sand, is ahead of Zach Lan, who is the Republican candidate there. By the way, Donald Trump endorsed Zach Lan's opponent, Randy Feenstra. Donald Trump couldn't even get his own pick for governor, and a guy from Kansas, Zach Lan, ended up getting the nomination. That's how much people hate Donald Trump, that Trump's hand-picked MAGA puppet wasn't even selected. Then you have all of the indications that Iowa is turning blue that we've been covering here on the MeidasTouch network all year long, and frankly, for the past 18 months or so. Remember back in August of 2025, Democrat Caitlin Dray flipped Iowa's Senate District 1, a district that Trump won by 11.5 points in 2024. Remember when the Democrat Renee Hardman won the Iowa State Senate District 16 with 71.5%, a 27-point Democrat overperformance from 2024. Go way back to January 28, 2025. When Dems flipped a Trump plus 21 seat over there with Democrat Mike Zimmer in Iowa. And folks, the Iowa congressional candidates, the MAGA Republican candidates and MAGA Republican Congress members, they are out there hiding, like MAGA Republican Congresswoman Miller Meeks, who said, "Why would I ever do a town hall? I'll do one when hell freezes over." Here's what she previously said. Play this clip.
Barton is Cedar Rapids Gazette. When's Miller Meeks going to hold in the town hall? When hell freezes over. I don't have to hold a town hall so you can come and yell at me. You can yell at me at the county fair, and you did.
Because here's what the town halls look like when Chuck Grassley, MAGA Republican Senator Chuck Grassley, did a town hall. I'll just give you a taste of what went down. Here, play this clip.
That Congress is created and in violation of the Constitution. My question to you is, why do you believe that President Trump is above the law? And I'll just reinforce what other people have been saying here. Why have you not spoken out for it?
Now, I reflect on Donald Trump's trip to Iowa back on January 27th, 2026. And remember what Donald Trump told the people of Iowa back then when he was speaking at like some weird rally where he said, "We've got a beautiful armada heading to Iran, everybody in Iowa. It's floating beautifully toward Iran. I hope they make a deal." Trump was talking about the fake deal stuff with Iran back on January 27, 2026. In this footage that I've surfaced, he was in Iowa when he was saying that. Here, play this clip.
And by the way, there's another beautiful armada floating beautifully toward Iran right now. So we'll see. I hope they make a deal. I hope they make a deal. They should have made a deal the first time they'd have a country.
So you go there and you fast forward to Friday when Donald Trump held that, what do you want to call it, that horrific, weird event in Wisconsin where he was speaking to farmers. And he said, "Farmers, you have such a nice, safe, beautiful life. You don't get your ear pierced like me. You don't get your ear pierced. What are you talking about?" Here, play this clip.
Or small business. Now, I saw it myself. You have a way of life that sometimes you're land rich and cash poor, sometimes you have lots of different conditions, but people that are on farms love being on farms. You wouldn't trade my life, you wouldn't want my life, believe me, you don't want it. Your life is much better than my life. I will tell you, your ear wasn't a little pierced over here, you didn't get pierced. You have a nice, safe, beautiful life, but I've seen
Now, more data points emerging as well in Iowa. You have amongst independents, the Democratic Senate candidate, Josh Turek, who just won his primary, leading by 17 points among independents there. That's big news as well. You know what? Why don't we bring in Turek right now? Because there's a lot going on in Iowa. I want to bring in the Democratic Senate candidate for Iowa and a compelling individual, who's just been an incredible beacon of light in Iowa. Let's bring in Josh Turek. Josh, it's great to see you. We've had you on numerous times before. First and foremost, I just want to congratulate you for winning the primary. And now let's get right into it, because the general election is right around the corner for the midterms for the Senate seat. Something special is happening in Iowa right now. And for our viewers who haven't been following what's happening in Iowa, I think a lot of them are, though, really going back to the beginning of Trump term, early on when Trump was doing the tariffs against the world. To me, Iowa was always the biggest indicator, frankly, of what was happening nationally in some of your state Senate seats. And then we saw it wasn't a fluke. And then it kind of continued. And I think with your victory, even frankly, what we're seeing on the Republican side, for example, in the gubernatorial race, where a Trump-backed candidate, Randy Feenstra, was defeated by the person who Trump didn't endorse, a further right-wing candidate, Zach Lang, because I think on all sides in Iowa right now, people are fed up with Trump. So I'll stop yapping if you could tell me what do you see happen in Iowa right now, Josh?
Well, thanks for having me. It's great to see you again. There's something special that's happening here in Iowa. Finally got some sleep and some rest. It's been a whirlwind over the last 48 hours, but we ended up winning 96 of the 99 counties, 26-point margin. And now on to Ashley Hinson. And as I've been saying for the last 10 months, Iowa is going to be the center of the political universe. And it's because of bad policies that Ashley Hinson have supported. The Trump tariffs have led Iowa to leading the nation in farm foreclosures everywhere that we're going in the rural communities and talking with farmers. We keep hearing about farmers being betrayed and being upside down on their commodities prices. We're a state that is dead last for economic growth, 48th for personal income growth, one of two states already in an economic decline. We've closed 250 more healthcare clinics than we've opened in the last 15 years. 2 in 5 Iowans are on Medicaid. Ashley Hinson voted for the big, beautiful bill. 110,000 Iowans lose their health care. Thousands more lose food assistance. She didn't support the ACA subsidies. 119,000 Iowans see their health care premiums double or triple. 4 times she voted in favor of the tariffs that have led us to this Farmageddon and this second farm crisis, and is now 10 times more wealthy in her time in D.C. after not supporting initially a ban on stock trading. Iowans are fed up. They've had enough, and they're ready for change. They're ready for a common sense prairie populist like myself.
Ashley Hinson, MAGA Republican Congresswoman. We did. Our audience may remember we showed I think 2 town halls that she did a while back where she was booed when she was really just gaslighting the audience, saying, "You're all doing better. What are you talking about? You're not rich. You're not rich, everybody. You're not great. This is the goal." And everyone was like, "No, we're not. What are you talking about?" So we know Ashley Hinson, the lies and the MAGA sycophant that she is. To our audience who haven't met you yet, if they haven't seen a video, tell them about who you are.
Sure. I'm a state representative, Josh Turek. I'm one of the first permanently disabled members of the Iowa legislature. The Iowa Capitol wasn't even accessible when I first ran. I'm born and raised in Council Bluffs, Iowa, working class family in a working class community. And my family, we went to the Goodwill for clothes. We shared clothes, had the wrong color lunch tickets. I was born with a disability. I was born with a condition called spina bifida. It's due to my father's exposure to Agent Orange in Vietnam. So I had my first surgery at 1 day old. I had 21 surgeries by the time I was 12. Thankfully for me, found wheelchair basketball because of wheelchair basketball, I was able to get a college education. And went on to win, to be in 4 Paralympic Games, won back-to-back gold medals representing the USA in wheelchair basketball. I've been a director of a nonprofit organization for disabled kids and got involved in politics 4 years ago because we were seeing the privatization of Medicaid was leading to 1,000% increase in denial rate. I was working, assessing and providing mobility devices like power wheelchairs for individuals with progressive conditions like muscular dystrophy and Lou Gehrig's disease. And over, we were seeing people that were just being denied healthcare. And I thought it was fundamentally wrong, and found out that Iowa hadn't had a disabled member of the legislature. 1 in 5 Iowans are disabled. Capital wasn't even accessible. And I thought it's got to be because of this complete, total lack of representation is why we're seeing all these barriers to healthcare and to employment. And so I decided to run, and I went out there and drug my wheelchair upstairs every single day, rain or shine, hot or cold, to win my first election. Was the only Democrat to win a competitive election on the western side of the state, to win by the grand total of 6 votes, and turned around in this most recent election. And the 2 communities that I represent, Trump won Carter Lake by 18 points and won my hometown and community of Council Bluffs by 10. I was able to win my district by nearly 6 points. That was 50% more over performance than any other Democrat in the state, and now have taken my message of common sense prairie populism around the state, because we've got a once in a generation opportunity to be able to win Senator Harkin's seat back. He was the father of the American with Disabilities Act, and it's because of senators like him and good common sense bipartisan legislation like the ADA that I've been able to win the American dream. And now I want to go out there and fight so that the American dream continues for the next generation of Iowans and for Americans, because we're living through this second Gilded Age, and it's the have and the have-nots. We've had people like Ashley Hinson that are just looking out for the haves, for the billionaires, the large corporations, the donors, and the lobbyists. And we need more people like myself that are going to go out there and fight for the more vulnerable folks.
This past week, we saw Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent testify before Congress. So Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins testify before Congress. And if you just listen to both of them, they would be telling you that the farmers in Iowa have never had it better, that they are crushing it. I mean, Treasury Secretary Bessent said, I'm a farmer, he said, and so I know what the farmers are going through, and I don't know what you're talking about. Things are great. And then Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said, yeah, no, things actually have never been better. When she goes, when I speak to the farmers, whether it's in Iowa or elsewhere, they just tell me that this is the golden age that we promised them. So she goes, I don't know what you're talking about, because, I would see all these Democratic Congress members, kind of cross-examining them. And Agriculture Secretary Rollins had this look like, what are you, you couldn't be further from the truth. Farmers and the American people in states like Iowa are never have been better in their lives. What do you say to Treasury Secretary Bessent? I think also trying to steal the valor of the farmer, and Agriculture Secretary Rollins.
I think they're spending a lot of time with the bureaucratic billionaire farmers in D.C. and not enough time with farmers in Iowa. What I can tell you is, in Iowa, every single place that we're going, we're hearing farmers that are terrified. I mean, it is a scary place to be a farmer in Iowa right now. It is what I'm calling a farmageddon. It is a second farm crisis. Farm suicide rates are skyrocketing. We lead the nation in farm foreclosures. Everywhere we're going, we're hearing farmers talk about betrayal. They're talking about how Trump administration gives $20 billion to Argentina. Meanwhile, our Iowa farmers are upside down on their soybean prices, and they can't make ends meet. And it's not just on bad tariff policy that Ashley Hinson supported 4 times. It's that we've done nothing on breaking up monopolies, which have led to input prices going up 100%. We've done nothing on vertical integration. We haven't passed right to repair, which I focused on here in the Iowa legislature, because farmers need to be able to repair their equipment in a timely manner. We don't have mandatory country of origin labeling, which is why we've lost 100,000 beef producers. We haven't passed a damn farm bill. We're 2 years overdue, and we haven't had anybody that's going out there to actually fight for our rural communities, our farmers, our small family farmers. You go in these rural communities, I promise you, Trump signs, Trump flags, they are coming down. These are communities that have been hollowed out. The small businesses have been decimated. They have lost their pharmacies. They've lost their grocery stores. They are losing their healthcare clinics because of votes like the big, beautiful bill. And now they're losing their schools because here in Iowa, we're giving private schools public money. And we haven't had anybody that's been out there actually looking out for our farmers and our rural communities. It is a scary place to be a farmer right now in Iowa. And I'm ready to go out there and actually fight for them and for our rural communities. So this isn't the last generation of small family farms we see in Iowa.
Josh, where can people learn more about the Senate campaign and any message you want to deliver to our 7 million subscribers?
Absolutely. Well, it's right here. It's behind me, Turek for Iowa. It's Turek, Turek, the number 4, Iowa.com. What I would say is this is a generational chance. This is the first time since 1968. We've got an open governor's race, an open Senate race, 2 open congressional races. This is a state that can be won. In Trump's first midterm, we won 3 of the 4 congressional races. We've got polling that has showed me leading Ashley Hinson by 2 points. The most recent polling showing this race tied. We can win this race. And if we can win here in Iowa, we not only generationally change the state of Iowa, we will change this country. Iowans are ready for a common sense prairie populist like myself. I'm battle tested. I'm doing the work, and we can win the Senate race, and we can change this country together with all of your help.
Josh Turek, great to see you again.
Great to see you, my friend.
And congratulations on the big win. Everybody hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.